question 9 of the additional material. Question 9 of the additional material, page 48, a lengthy question. The question is very lengthy, so I'll start reading and explaining together. It's a very lengthy question. Welcome Foodies was a small restaurant in and around the busy city of Newtown. City was located in the banks of River Teresa and was known for its tourism value. Visitors often passed days visiting the prominent natural attraction, and the scenic beauty brought them back again. They also treasured the culture of the town and adolescence of the local surroundings. It was simple, down to earth. It was untouched by man-made interventions like infrastructure and celestial buildings. People down there had the culture of visiting bars and restaurants at the evening time to undo the monotony of the day. They liked sitting with their friends, close relatives, chit-chatting their busy schedules and what special they did throughout the day, how things went fuzzy, which ought to have been straightforward. The not-so-civilized life went calm until the development of a highway that connected Newton City to the infrastructural sound city called Angel. In no time, Newton found itself crowded, overburdened to accommodate the daily passengers from highway and near surroundings. This made the state government consider the development of infrastructure in the Newton and additional hotels to welcome the growing tourism business. This led to drastic changeover in the restaurant business of Welcome Foodies. So Welcome Foodies is basically a small restaurant. It is currently in this city of Newtown. When I read through the city, I get to know that it's a calm city. There's nothing much happening, no major infrastructure, celestial buildings, so no major developments have happened, but it has a lot of tourism value. There's a lot of scenic beauty which is there, natural attractions are there, so there are good number of people there, and these people do have a habit of going to bars by the evening. So this is what they normally do, visit bars and restaurants by the end of the day. But suddenly what had happened is there was one highway constructed, and this Newtown city got connected to another city called Angel, because of which lot of crowds started coming in. When crowds started coming in, government felt that this can become a growing tourism business, because as of now when the crowd came, the existing in Newtown found itself crowded and overburdened. They were not able to accommodate this many passengers. They were not able to accommodate. Because of this becoming crowded and government focus on growing this, somewhere it has impacted the Welcome Foodies business is what they're saying. We'll read what is the impact. It started getting busier and was brimming with food lovers all over the day. Good part, it started getting more customers. WF, being a family owned and self-funded business, took this ambience as a door of opportunities to recover the previous losses it had to book long back at its outset. It was thinking to expand its business to open new restaurants in the town, but the funding was at a trouble since its credibility was questionable to lenders. Earlier it was not a very big business, because of which what had happened is when it was started it had reported losses. So now this Welcome Foodies is thinking, because it is growing, I can recover the past losses which have happened. But I also want to expand my business, but people are not ready to give me funding. For example, if Malia asks for a loan now, he may not get a loan because he has already defaulted on some loans. So he is now asking for more loans out of context. WF could borrow just enough funds from its familiars to hire additional staff to serve the growing crowd. So I could get money from friends, family and recruit some people. Although the new staff were recruited, they lacked proper skill and knowledge of the service industry that WF was into. Somewhere some root cause they're talking about, some staff issues are there. Most of the staff were the local people who knew no fancies of alluring the customers with their smiles and warm-heartedness. They had to work overtime for low pay since WF was in debt, paying the peaking expenses of production and processing of food item. Given the rising bills and heightening cost of raw material, it had to escalate escalate the prices of the items served in the menu card. Notwithstanding the rise, W of chain was easy on their guest pockets compared to other posh dine places out in the city. So the customers resisted subtly and then continued to walk in as before. So I want to expand my business. I don't have money. What I did is I got some money from people and at least recruited new people, at least recruited some staff. But these staff are not having adequate skill and knowledge. Also, I'm making them work overtime. Cost is going up. So I've increased the selling price, but still customers are not bothered. Still customers are not bothered about the increasing price. Customers are not bothered about the increasing price because the price is still lower as compared to other posh locations. The operating efficiency of the restaurant began to decline with the increasing numbers, also somewhat perceived by the incoming customers. So the efficiency is also dropping. Customer Mike: hey there, how are you doing? Well, I wonder why we have to wait so long when many tables are lying empty. Doesn't the restaurant feel like harassing their customers without any cause? My mood gets ruined for the wait and I plan to seek other nearby places to dine. What about you? So one customer is saying, I'm really bothered about this waiting time. Customer Devin: yes, you are right. I also feel like claustrophobic having to dine among the proliferating crowd. Hey, guess what? I heard the owner is short on finances and he could hardly do anything to get himself out of this hell, at least not in the near future. So somewhere customers are also getting aware that this owner is not having money and because of this he is not able to provide good quality. Customer John: the waiting time is ridiculously long. I mean, I had to wait 20 minutes on a peak Friday, which I do not mind, but here I believe they hardly care to manage this. Another customer is saying that I have to wait on a peak Friday. I'm okay to wait, but this company is not, this hotel Welcome Foodies is not even doing something to manage this. The lines got bigger on the Fridays and weekends since the cleaning boy and his partner used old cleaning techniques and were reasonably slow. I think some line missing. Since the cleaning boy and his since the cleaning boy and his partner used old cleaning techniques, the techniques used were old and were reasonably slow. Several people went ahead and decided to leave rather than wait any further. Hospitality business demanded unwavering, flawless customer service, which started to shake. Because of dearth in finances, enough staff could not be placed, which turned chaotic. So I have a lot of issues now. Staff is not there, cleaning is not proper, there is a huge waiting time, people are saying why should I wait, quality is becoming an issue. So all these challenges are there. Kitchen environment was not sound either. They had used outdated equipment to prepare the foodstuff and the manual cleaning of dishes was a big trouble altogether. With the increasing demand for service, no adjustment was made to the number of kitchen equipment. Short number of kitchen staff tried their best to manage things in order, but they could not help to deliver with the required speed since they had to manually clean the equipment. Number of equipments are also not there. Ingredients were also not well arranged. Some items like onion garlic paste, boiling of vegetable, chili sauce, pickles ought to have been prepared before the restaurant opened for guests. No such arrangement was in place. Some raw materials were in short supply while some were more than the demand, which perished. There were 3 chefs each specialized in a given cuisine. However, they were not groomed to switch efforts in terms of necessity, but they were asked to do this anyways and the results were atrocious. So now the problems with the kitchen environment also. I do not have adequate number of kitchen equipments. Items were also not there. Some ingredients are there. Some of the items could have been prepared, that is also not prepared, like onion garlic paste, boiling of vegetables, chili sauce, pickles. All of this could have been pre-prepared. 3 chefs are there who specialize in something, but they have been told to switch. Person 1 can take care of North Indian food, person 2 can take care of South Indian food, but they are saying person 1 to prepare South Indian, person 2 to prepare North Indian, something like that they have ended up doing. Sometimes the guests found that tomato soup containing odd ingredients like mushrooms or potatoes. Sometimes the guest show claimed 100% vegetarian dish found to comprise fish or chicken. This situation called for significant quality issue on the processing of food in the most unexpected manner. Moreover, the lax kitchen staff had the customer request on the table which they did not accede to in the order received. Some orders were served early while some customers kept seating for long long time waiting for their food to show up on the plates. So a lot of issues are being talked on. Billing machines were not modern and cashier had to manually enter. Okay, now again a challenge with billing also. So from the time I enter the restaurant, there are challenges everywhere. Billing is also a challenge. Manually enter price. Most of the times the only supervisor was found snuggling in his chair. He did not care to advise the waiters and other assistant staff to improve. As a result, staff persistently made same mistake and guests were forced to report the complaints to the restaurant manager. No leadership role was identified among the staff. Some staff took leave on weekends. Weekends is where I have my peak traffic, peak demand, and returned on Tuesdays. They lacked motivation to stay during the peak weekends. When any staff was missing from the respective role, manager replaced the position. Since he wanted to save on currency, the owner kind of took care of that position. Hygiene was also questionable. Floors were watery, smelled nasty. Tables seemed to have contained foods, oils, and spilled over sauces. Guests carrying their kids were nervous about the small one slipping over the floor. On a total, it raised concerns about cooking, cleaning habits, staff working there, escalating the health risk of the guests. So all possible problems they have talked about in this question. Business saw its doom and the customers began looking for dining options in the surrounding area. Consider yourself as the family advisor of Mr. Bean, the owner and successor of his father's business. He is aware that you have a cost management degree and working on one of the multinational firm's accounting department. Luckily, he has had the chance to hear about your achievements of successfully implementing strategies to assist the firm in rejuvenating their struggling business. He had tears in his eyes while narrating the entire story. Discuss which managerial technique could be used to turn things around, as Mr. Bean wants. How could this be done? Recommend improvement technique in each area of disparity. First go through this. Maybe spend 2-3 minutes in this. Spend 2-3 minutes. I've already gone through it, but I'll still give you 2-3 minutes. Okay, now this is a case study where I have to turn around things. Lot of problems are being talked about in the case study. There are a lot of challenges which have been talked about in the case study. I have issue with availability of money, leading to issue with availability of staff, leading to lot of waiting time for my customers. Customers are also not happy with the food because some odd ingredients keep coming in the food. Kitchen environment is also not good. You don't have adequate kitchen equipments. Chef is also not trained in everything, and whatever product they are trained in, you are telling them to switch over. The waiters don't worry about what the customers want. The supervisor is least bothered about it. He's not even telling people to change things. Also, hygiene is a question mark. You are worried that people may slip. So all those issues are there. Now I have to turn around things. Now, one biggest trouble which you may find when you see this in an exam scenarios, which technique do I use? Till now you have not got used to all the technique, but I'm just going to discuss some of the technique, like Kaizen. Kaizen costing cannot be used here because I don't want small incremental changes. Just in time, so you will have to be aware of so many things. Just in time cannot be used here because there's nothing related to manufacturing or purchasing of product. So I'm not looking at jet purchasing or jet production. 5S can be partially used if I want to use 5S in this kitchen. I can use 5S in kitchen because 5S is for organizing things. So I can partially use 5S if I want. I can partially use 5S if I want. Six Sigma is to improve the quality and provide customer satisfaction, which is a question mark here. So Six Sigma is one thing which I can implement. Six Sigma is what I'm going to finally implement, but Six Sigma is one thing. You will also learn about something called as process innovation, business process re-engineering. You will learn about lot other techniques. One major challenge which you will face in an exam scenario is which thing do you use. I feel two possibilities can be there. When you read all the things, only two possibilities are there. One is Six Sigma and another one is called as business process re-engineering, BPR. BPR can also be used in this scenario, but Six Sigma is what they finally went with. They talked about re-engineering also. In the solution, they talked about BPR also. You learn about BPR later. But BPR and Six Sigma are the two possible solutions I see here. BPR and Six Sigma are the two possible solutions I see here. Managerial technique to turn things around. Managerial technique to turn things around. How can I turn around things here? I'm talking about a lot of issues which are there. No major coordination among the staff. Waiters are not coordinating with the kitchen staff. The manager is least bothered about ensuring things are happening properly. Lot of unplanned activities. Need for re-engineering. So if you do have need for re-engineering, you can do something called as BPR. Quality issues are there which can also be adhered through. I did not talk about TQM. You can also do TQM to take care of this. I'm trying to combine both of this together, and they finally said you can use Six Sigma technique to address this. Again, I'm repeating, Six Sigma technique is being analyzed here because I want to go through the root cause and correct it. Can I do BPR? To me, technically, I feel that possibility do exist. BPR possibility do exist. TQM is not a final solution because in TQM you need to see what exactly you want to implement. So that goes through a Six Sigma. Six Sigma is measure, analyze, improve, define, measure, analyze, improve and control. Define, measure, analyze, improve and control. We'll have to talk about everything. We'll have to talk about what do customers want, measure the current performance, analyze what are the issues they are facing, improve those issues and have a control mechanism in place. Identification of customer requirements. Define as identification of customer requirements. What do customer want? They want a better dining experience. Basically, you think yourself as a customer of this welcome foodies and thing, you would want a better dining experience. The client, the staff should communicate properly to the customers. Also, they should coordinate well among themselves. Whatever food items are there, they should be as per the menu description. You cannot give me mushroom in a tomato soup. You cannot give me a non-veg item in a 100% veg item. So food items should be as per menu description. Chef should prepare food items as per their skill set. If somebody knows to prepare a North Indian item, they should prepare a North Indian. They shouldn't be forced to prepare a South Indian item. And also I want the waiting time to reduce. Measure is getting to have some data points. I don't have any data points. I have only qualitative discussion is given in the question. I can get some data points as to what are the what proportion of my customers are unhappy, what proportion of my customers are leaving the restaurant due to long waiting time, how much is the average waiting time, how much is the average food processing time, what are the number of complaints I'm getting, how many accidents are there. I can also get a customer satisfaction rating, like the last case study you saw. You can also get a customer satisfaction rating. Get all these data points, data about current performance, number of customers leaving the restaurant due to long waiting time, number of unhappy customers. There's nothing much to explain, lot of things are self-explanatory. The major part is understanding which technique to use. Number of complaints about staff, average waiting time, average food processing time, number of accidents, number of complaints about food, average customer satisfaction rating. All this I will take. Analysis, understanding what is the root cause of the problem. To me, the root cause of the problem is non-availability of adequate staff. I see that to be a big problem. Non-availability of adequate staff, and maybe I need to give them adequate training. Money is not there. Non-availability of adequate staff and finances. Identification of root cause of the problem. Itemize the entire restaurant process and analyze. Okay, they have not given exactly what is the issue and all. They are saying itemize the entire restaurant processes. A customer walks in, he has to wait initially outside the restaurant. After that, he will speak to the restaurant staff owner, who would tell he can go and sit in the table. I sit in the table, I wait for the menu card to come, I order for the items come, I have my food, I again reorder certain things, again items come. After that, I ask for the bill, I give the bill, and then I leave the restaurant. So this is the process a customer does. They are saying you analyze from the entry till the payment stage and see if there are any non-value added items, remove them. Next is recommending alternatives. Somewhere I do see a major challenge is availability of staff, money, outdated cleaning techniques. I'm using some outdated cleaning techniques. Can I address them? Innovative cleaning techniques. I also don't have pre-prepared items. Certain items like some onion garlic sauce, all that could have been pre-prepared and kept. I'm not doing that. So can I start at least doing that? Having some pre-prepared items, giving adequate training to employees, buying more equipments, ensuring that the chefs prepare only those items which they are well trained. They should not prepare items which they are not well trained. Also, in the payment stage, can I bring in some automated machinery rather than having that manual system where I keep noting down items? Lot of times in if you go to any restaurant, it will be automated. The waiter will note down the items and automatically it will go to the manager, automatically it will go to the billing section and the bill will automatically come. So a lot of times there are a lot of automation done. So can you start doing that automation so that at least I don't have any waiting time there? Finance requirements by building good credibility, buying more kitchen equipment. Yeah, I was saying 5S could be used here, at least 5x can be done. Prefixing startup items so that they can eradicate this waiting time once guests are ready with their orders. Also address the hygiene concern, automation of order details. Sustain is ensuring that whatever improvements you are suggesting, you continue to do that over a longer period of time. Any doubts on this? Please go through the solution. It's not necessary that you'll have to write such a detailed solution in exam. Depends on the number of marks. ICI does give a justification saying that give a brief explanation with adequate explanation is sufficient. That's what with every answer they normally write this. A brief commentary along with relevant points is sufficient. Important part is understanding that you'll have to use Six Sigma here. That is a bigger challenge in exam scenario. Again, I'm repeating, that will become a bigger challenge in exam scenario. That's why you need conceptual clarity about every technique.
Sir?
Yeah.
So what is given specifically in this question that talks about Six Sigma other than other questions? Like how do you identify this is a Six Sigma question? Like
improving the quality of the product, getting to know that root cause issues, because there are so many root cause issues are there. So I'll have to address all the root cause issues. If I have to address the root cause issues, it can be addressed only through a Six Sigma technique.
But aren't there other issues? Many case studies, there are many issues, and you thought this is the technique we should use.
Yeah, so that's why I said no, multiple possibilities are there. I said re-engineering can also be done, BPR as well as Six Sigma. These are the only two possibilities. I don't see anything else coming here. Just in time cannot come, Kaizen cannot come here.
No, yes sir.
Yeah. Two possibilities to me is Six Sigma and BPR. BPR is basically changing everything from scratch. You'll understand about BPR later. You could have come across BPR at inter level. Changing everything. So that's BPR. In fact, this does need a lot of changes. Ten is something you can do. 10 is something you can do. Again, in none of the case study I have a new concept which I'm writing here. I'm not even updating concept tracker because I don't see anything new. I don't see anything new. It's just it's an application of the concept which you have learnt. I'll end with this then.
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, in last question, the restaurant is already in short of money. Then how they implement Six Sigma, sir?
So they may not be able to do an infrastructure investment at this point of time. If they go for a huge infrastructure investment, it may not be possible because Six Sigma does need huge infrastructure investment. They may have to go slowly. They may have to slowly address things. And on the financing part also, we have talked about a point saying that you try to improve your credibility and take financing because somewhere money is needed. You will still need money. It's not that because I'm talking about buying more staff equipments, more kitchen equipments have to be bought. So to buy kitchen equipments, you need money. So somewhere money will obviously be needed.
Okay, sir.